Right, hang on a minute. We have. It's gone on the countdown at least. Annoyingly, I think I've got to do it because he's got to go through Streamlabs, and so that I can't split the camera. That's what it is. Oh, hang on. No, there is a way around it. There is a way around it. If I do that. Shh. Hang on a minute. Shh. To go, okay. Welcome to the Outpost Frequencies. It would not be the same if there weren't technical issues, so I apologise now if you heard any of our chat earlier on. I am your host this evening, not George Lucas, and welcoming you to the Outpost Frequencies, brought to you by thelastmovieoutpost.com for all of your movie news, reviews and everything cool about films. Unfortunately, we're not being joined by Yoda this evening, so all the technical issues will be my fault. But we have with us Sean.
How's it going, buddy?
Nice to see you. And also joining us from the wonderful right side of the pond is Eggy.
All right, nerds.
Hey. So, it's nice to have all three of us here. Like I say, unfortunately...
35% less normie show today.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I say, Yoda can't be with us this evening, so we wish him well and he will be back with us soon. But there we go. It's we've already got our first comment. Pretending to be a female, HTR, let's rock. Who's pretending to be a female? Is it my haircut? Because I had my haircut. So, yes. First of all, how is everybody? Eggy, it's nice to have you with us for this evening.
Thank you, mate. All good.
Excellent.
Everyone else all right?
Super
good. Right. So let's talk about some news first of all. I'm just trying to look. The Orville season 3 is due out. Happy days. I
thought that was cancelled.
It's cancelled after season 3 so far.
Oh,
well, they say cancelled. I mean, whether it's actually cancelled or not, I don't know. But I mean, hopefully, it's not.
Well, I think Seth's leaving, isn't he? So I think the show will be still up for grabs, but I don't think he's going to be involved because they're making a Ted TV show.
Oh, really?
Which seems
That's
crap.
kind of a shame.
Yeah.
You'd think the Orville would carry on going because he was doing really well with it. It seems his Star Trek is being flushed down the toilet.
Doesn't that show have sometimes like a couple years between seasons anyway?
Only because we've had the whole pandemic thing, so that's why they had to stop it.
Okay.
And then Fox were a little bit like, oh, we don't know if we're going to show this, and then Hulu jumped in. But it looks good. The trailer for the third season looks awesome.
We're getting some issues. I apologise, but it's please.
Eggy, have you seen The Northman yet?
No, I haven't, mate. I haven't had a chance. It's been a big sporting weekend here, so I've not had a chance to watch anything football unless it's football related, which is why I'm a bit hoarse because there was the FA Cup final, which means nothing to you, Sean. But It's the oldest cup competition in football. It's 150 years old. And my team, Chelsea, were playing Liverpool yesterday, and we lost.
Well,
which was awesome.
You can't win them all, they say.
So I wish I had watched The Northman. But no, I'm going to watch it in the week, mate. Definitely going to watch it in the week. I've heard it's awesome.
It's pretty good, yeah. It's art, but it's pretty good. It's not as violent.
Sorry, go on.
It's not as violent as I was led to believe. It's got some pretty good violence in it, but I was expecting like ultra violence, right? But it's not. It's fine though, it's great. It's definitely the best overall.
It's a good
movie of the
it's
year.
Definitely what I found was it was definitely a film. It wasn't content. It was really, really well done. There is one sequence you say about it not being that bloody and stuff, but there was one sequence where they attack a village, and it's all done in one shot, and it was pretty spectacular. It was pretty. They follow these cameras around, and he jumps off like a ledge onto a guy with a horse and everything else, and it was.
It's called it's called a parapet, George.
Whatever.
Jesus.
Whatever. I did think to myself watching the film, I don't think I'd done very well in Viking times. I probably would have been a jester who got killed for making inappropriate jokes about the Queen.
Well, you gave it 5 stars, George.
It was brilliant. It was one of the best things I've seen in ages. Funny enough, I got a chance to watch Morbius today, and Morbius is all the way through. I just kept thinking, this is content. This is just content that they are churning out. Mm. Whereas with something like The Northman, it is a piece of it's artwork. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I know it's going to be a good film because my brother, who's a white Marvel nerd, hates anything that's not Marvel related. And he said to me,
"You don't have a brother. You have a sister."
I've got 2 brothers and a sister.
Yeah.
He said it's the shittest film he's ever seen, and if it wasn't so embarrassingly cringe, he would have walked out. And I went, "That means it's good then."
Oh yeah, it's great.
And he went, "No, your taste in films is just rubbish." And I went, "Have you looked at your Blu-ray shelf?" So I knew. You can
do the Joker from the Michael Keaton Batman going crap, going through his shelf and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
A Serbian film.
So if you're listening to this, Alan,
a man of culture, I see.
Yes.
But yes. So the Northman is definitely. I'm kind of annoyed now. I missed it in the cinema because.
Me too. I'm really angry at myself for not getting off my ass and going and watching it at the theater.
Would they not show it again?
They might. I mean, annoyingly, my cinema. I think the closest cinema to me that's showing it was like 70 miles away, and I wasn't that bothered.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not drive 70 miles one way. Good.
Yeah.
And what?
Especially the English, we don't like driving more than about 10 minutes.
Yeah. If it's 10 minutes away, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
That's the other side of the world, totally, man.
Yeah.
Might as well be on the moon.
Could you imagine walking for 10 minutes? Jesus Christ, that's even worse.
Yeah, listen, you don't get this fat old by walking for 10 minutes.
No. And so, in other news, we've had 2 trailers come out, one for Avatar 2 and one for Jurassic Park. So...
That Jurassic Park just looks worse every.
Watched it. It's that bad. There is absolutely zero interest that I have in watching that film.
But they're all the same, though. This is what I don't understand. It's always like dinosaurs chasing people, dinosaurs escape, dinosaurs enter a city or the human world. It's like this is like the 3rd time they've done it.
And just
And apparently, one of the characters now is openly bisexual in it.
Who is?
Goodness for that. Oh.
Who is openly? Wait a minute.
Have you seen the? I don't know. Have you seen the trailer, Sean?
I did watch it.
But there's a trailer with a dinosaur that's in the ice, and Star-Lord standing there, and I think that she's a black woman, and they're both standing there waiting for this dinosaur to pass. Anyway, I think it's her. I think she's the openly, but because that's when you're running away from dinosaurs and you're watching a film about dinosaurs, you really need to know the sexual preference of one of them.
I'm bisexual.
When I'm watching a
more like eat me.
What you call a lesbian dinosaur?
Go on.
Lickalotopus. That's right. Yoda's not here to corral us. We can do and say whatever
I
we
forgot
want.
Dad's not here.
Yeah.
Let's run this channel into the ground today, boys. I want it to like a Japanese zero into a U.S. aircraft carrier.
2K subscribers? I don't think so.
We'll see about that.
Now, what about Avatar? What do you guys make of that?
I don't even care. I have zero interest in that.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm ashamed to say, because for the last couple of years, I've been like, it's over, it's been too long and everything else. But then I think part of it is the fact that there's just so much shit coming out of the cinema. To see something like this, which is fairly original, I'm like, actually, I'll give it a shot.
I mean, it is James Cameron, you know.
Speaking of that,
there's something to be said for that.
Speaking of that, sorry, I just have a quick statement to read. I completely forgot in my opening monologue. I have a statement to read from everybody at the Last Movie Outpost, and it's in connection with, dear viewers, we would like to apologise that one of our... See, I can't do this without laughing now, damn it. One of our contributors stated the other day that he hadn't seen Young Frankenstein. We apologise for letting him anywhere near a movie website, and we will rectify this and get it sorted. That would have been funny if I could have done it without laughing.
I like Mel Brooks. I don't see what the attraction is.
It is funny because watching Mel Brooks, there are times when his stuff is really amateur.
I don't like... Young Frankenstein is the only movie that he made that I genuinely like.
Spaceballs?
When I was a kid, it was great. Then I grew up.
Man, I still love Spaceballs. There is still some stuff in there that just makes me laugh. Proper laugh. The way it goes meta.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple parts in there that make me laugh. Still make me chuckle, but it didn't hold up like Young Frankenstein. You know, the thing about Young Frankenstein is that it is shot and it looks legit like a 40s 50s horror movie. You know, monster movie. Like, I think the set was even the same set used in the original Frankenstein from Universal.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
But man, it looks the care and the love put into the shooting it. It looks so great and it's so funny.
The jokes are, like I say, there are a couple of jokes which are very much dad jokes, but just the way the film was put together, it's so lovingly done. The whole thing of that putting on the Ritz is just that. Oh man, that just makes me belly laugh every time I see it. It's so funny.
The German Frau, whose last name means glue. Yeah, Blucher, which means glue. That gag gets me every time. I did not know for a year. I didn't either.
That's really funny.
Yeah, when I was... Oh, you didn't know that? Is this the first you're hearing that?
I knew that they would sort of neigh every time they heard it, but I didn't know it meant glue. That's proper funny.
Yeah.
That's very good. Oh, goodness.
That was even like... Who did he expect to get that joke? When that movie come out, how many people would have been like, oh, I get it, it's glue. You know, they make glue out of horses.
Oh, man. God, dear. You see Eggie's missing out on all of this. It's terrible.
It really is.
Look, I'm 2 points down on the old street cred then because I'm excited for Avatar and I've not seen Young Frankenstein. So I will make a promise to watch it this week and try and claw back some credibility. I mean, Maddox saying Spaceballs is awesome.
Spaceballs is brilliant.
I watched it once.
Oh, it's just, it's like I say, there are such stupid jokes in there.
I tell you, the best gag in Spaceballs for me. He is the best part of the movie. The two best gags in the movie are when we see him get caught playing with the dolls, and the other gag is when the alien bursts out at the drive-in diner where we get to see the chest burster and it comes out and starts singing and dancing.
No. Does it have a hat on and a cape?
Yeah, the little...
And because he's actually John Hurt it comes out of as well, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
My favourite bit is when they go to ludicrous speed and then he has his helmet bashed in and then he's like, okay, so we're okay now? All right, I'll smoke if you got him. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's great fun.
I'll track it down.
It's kind of like for Young Frankenstein and Spaceballs. They're worth a watch at least once in your lifetime.
Yeah, they're definitely worth watching. I'm not so much of a fan of the other stuff. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad. I don't revisit. I never revisit any of the other stuff.
Okay, so I mean, there's not much else going on in the news unless there's anything you guys wanted to bring up at all. Jack Ryan ending.
I do. Maverick.
Maverick. Oh, okay.
Maverick. The reviews for Maverick.
Okay.
Apparently, it's like near on perfect score.
But then this is the same place. What, are you talking about the score from Rotten Tomatoes? Because they're the same people who gave a perfect score to Paddington 2.
Yeah, no, I just getting. I've never seen that either, thank God. No, just general reviews and other sites in particular. Obviously, not as good as Last Movie Outpost, but they've all. I haven't heard a bad word about it.
About what?
What was excellent. Maverick. Maverick.
Top Gun.
Oh, the new Top Gun.
See,
oh yeah.
And I watched Top Gun last night in prep for it, and my 14-year-old son said, "This is the gayest thing I've ever seen."
You know, when I watched it back in the 80s, I didn't go like, "Oh, this is so gay." It seemed very reasonable at the time.
I was late to the party. I never got into Top Gun, and I only saw it in the last 10 years or so. And
I don't.
It did.
I'm just saying.
It's not aged well.
It did make me laugh because I did think to myself, but it did make me laugh because I thought to myself, this is so homoerotic all the way through. And then a particular friend of mine, I remember him saying, "Oh man, Top Gun's like the best movie ever." And when he said it, I was kind of like, that explains a lot.
I mean, I love not Top Gun, but it hasn't aged well. And the infamous beach ball scene when they're playing beach volleyball, and my son Hayden, he went, "Why are they wearing jeans but they've got their tops off and they're all covered in oil?" I mean, because it's America and it's the 80s.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Stop asking questions. And no, I haven't got Harvard.
I mean, I've got to admit, the second one does.
You know how you tell if your friend is gay?
No.
Go on.
When you're giving him anal, you reach around, and if he's got a hard on, he's enjoying it. He's gay.
Well, here's a pro tip for you. It's not gay if you don't push back.
I'll try to keep that in mind.
Next time you're out.
I can't imagine what Yoda's going to say when he gets around to seeing this. I can just see him going, and just like jaw dropped.
Box in the chats.
So anyway, so I see. The second one does look pretty good, but I'm not in a hurry to see it at all. I'm not because
I can't wait.
It's just because, like I say, I missed the original. I never rated the original as anything.
I think even just as a movie fan, I think the fact that it's very little CGI, it's practical effects, cameras in cockpits. Even if you're a fan, surely it piques your interest to go and see it just for the skill levels involved, the technical ability.
Yeah, I'll probably see it, but I don't think I'll go to the theater to see it.
I'm going to watch it on my phone.
I think it's.
You don't get that experience unless you're watching it on a phone. I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch it with headphones on. I'm not an idiot.
Right.
Maddox says, Eggy, enunciate. You're a bit hard to understand. No, it's just because he's speaking the Queen's English. Well, no, it's not really the Queen's English, is it, Eggy? It's some form really, of slurry, common.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm a living Guy Ritchie film, so I'm afraid you just have to either put your subtitles on or turn it up.
Okay.
I'm not having any trouble. I think whoever's complaining is just a deaf tard or something.
Let's not pee off on one viewer. So yeah, let's definitely not do that. Okay, so like I said, there's nothing else majorly in the news that's sort of interest. Westworld season 4 gave up at some time halfway through season 1.
Don't care.
Jack Ryan.
I watched
one episode.
Did you watch it? What, you like the season 2 and 3 of it?
Westworld. Westworld. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought 2 was manageable, but 3,
I do like slow burn sci-fis. I'm not a big fan of all these sort of actiony blockbuster sci-fis. I do like the slow, like Arrival, Close Encounters, which I think you said on the comments before, Sean, you didn't like. That's the sort of sci-fi I like. I like slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even bother to think.
Like the hard sci, like the hard sci-fi stuff.
Yeah. So I like Westworld. I like it.
I really liked the first season. Don't get me wrong, and even the second season held my interest. But when it got so far, I guess I don't know. I think it veered in a direction that just didn't hold my interest. I suppose it just become Blade Runner in a way. To me.
Yeah, see, I'm a massive Blade Runner fan.
Oh, me too.
To me, that's like a perfect film.
I like it too, but I did not. I guess I wanted something different from the Westworld series. I expected. I don't know. It's been a while since that last, season 2, or season 3, but I don't know, man. I just.
I'll tell you what you might like. One I've been watching is Outer Range. Outer Range.
I've been waiting for all of them to come out, and then I'm going to binge them.
Yeah, there's all 8 available on Amazon now. That was really good.
Is it
started that, but I got through the first episode, but I don't know, it didn't grab me.
It's like a methodical sci-fi. There's obviously you've seen the trailers. There's massive hole in the ground, but what I liked about it was most of it is centered around the different families and different characters, and the whole is kind of like a subplot. It's not completely centered around that. But I liked it. Sean, you might like it. There's riding in it. There's guns.
Oh, that's got I'm like I said, I was waiting for all of it to come out so I could just watch them back to back.
So there's a very
there's
a very large. It's
Definitely.
set like in a cowboy ranch, and there's a very large hole. So it's a bit like Brokeback Mountain. I will try and get into it, but it's just like I say. The problem is I look at these things and think, there's like 8 hours to get through, and it's too, especially over here, because I've been enjoying Inside Number 9. Now, if you haven't seen Inside Number 9, it's just a half-hour anthology of only 6 episodes, but each one is very different, but really, really well written. But because they're only half an hour and there's only 6 of them, I think, yeah, I'm fine with that. Whereas, the Americans are kind of like, no, we need to do 8 episodes and they need to be an hour long. And it's like 8 hours that you've got to commit to it. And if it's...
Your attention span isn't that long. It's hard for you to concentrate longer than 10, 15 minutes.
You did fall asleep watching Firestarter.
It was late. So it was gone like 8:30, and I had my Ovaltine.
Bedside.
The mess I made on the floor spilling the Ovaltine and the biscuits was it was a mess. It was because I started watching Firestarter. This is the new version with what's his name? Good-looking bloke. Girls like him. Bloody hell, Zac Efron. No,
me?
Zac Efron. And again, it was kind of... It was interesting, but it was just another movie that doesn't need to be made. It's it's like with Avatar 2 and Jurassic Park Dominic. I don't need to see any more of these films anymore. I'd like to see something new, which is why I think I enjoyed The Northman so much, because it's a Viking film and there have been several Viking films that you could think of, but it was a really original piece of work. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
So speaking of films like that, then we are talking about this evening films which have got the most satisfying endings. And we are going to try and keep it clean and not make any porno jokes. Nothing about happy.
I never made any.
Nothing about happy endings or anything like that. Okay, we're all mature adults, and we can discuss this. We can discuss this properly. So
he said penis.
Right. Anyway, so why don't you start us off, Eggy, because it was kind of your topic to bring up. So
wait a minute, I was the one that suggested.
Was it?
Yes, so sure.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and check here because I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was Sean.
It was me.
And then I'm only here because obviously Yoda's got his first transition in operation, talking of happy ending.
And
so.
He was complaining. Remember, I said films with most satisfying ending, and Yoda said, "I had to do research." Wait a minute, let me try to imitate him correctly. You gotta do research.
When did he turn into Eric Cartman?
Oh, sorry.
Hey guys, I'm Oh right, okay, yeah. Well, somebody suggested it. Okay, so Sean, you should. Well,
No, Eggy,
you go first.
I was just going to say, I don't think it's. I can imagine Sean's happy endings are films which probably aren't, but we'll get to that. So, Eggy, what do you think is a film with a nice, satisfying ending?
I'm going to go for Back to the Futures, all three, as one film.
That's great choice. Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
That is like probably, that is excellent.
I mean, funny
choice.
enough, the first one has got an ending where you just leave the cinema on a massive high. You know, even the way the ending ends, you were just like, "Yay, that was the greatest adventure ever."
I'll tell you why they're good endings, right? The first one, because they're good. The first ending for Back to the Future makes you want to walk out the cinema and go straight in to see the sequel into the next cinema.
Yeah, and then they made us wait like 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, man.
And then the second ending for Back to the Future 2 makes you want to come out the cinema and then go back in to watch number one to see what all the references were.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the third, I know the third is probably the weakest of the three, but I love it. I just think, again, you
got to think of them as one. You just got to think of it as
one
big story. Yeah,
6-7 hour story, and I think again they're just a great ending. All three individual endings are fantastic, but as a whole,
is it the incest that you like the most, or?
Well, it's up there on the list.
It is. I mean, it is cleverly done, and I always love that scene when she kisses him and backs off and goes like, "I don't know what it is, but when I kiss you, it's like kissing my brother," and that's really clever. The way he's like, "Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I didn't want to do it either." In fact, I know what's going on. It was way more weird for me.
Unless of course your mum looks like Kate Beckinsale, and then you'd be like, well, it's
I mean, there's everything has, even all rules need every rule has a point where it can be broken, right? And if your mom looks like Kate Beckinsale, then
was that Kate Beckinsale?
You don't have a choice, really.
Who's Kate Beckinsale? It's Leah Thompson who played the mother.
No, but I'm saying if your mum looked like.
She looked like Leah Thompson, though. She was just as pretty.
Because Leah Thompson does not. Mum looked like Leah Thompson. I'd be like,
it's really random.
And also, talking of random, obviously they called him Calvin Klein or Calvin Klein in the thing. Calvin. And obviously we've just seen the new Calvin Klein adverts with the pregnant man.
Now that's a future I want to go back from. That's
See, I haven't seen that. I try not to watch adverts if I can, so I'm annoyed I've missed that now.
Yeah, just Google it.
You can find it.
I don't think I want to. But yeah, I think also with Back to the Future, it's one of those movies I particularly remember is Biff being such a great bad guy. I mean, he was the perfect bad guy, but Biff as the bad guy. But then when he gets punched out by George, I remember the cinema erupting. Absolutely, everybody went absolutely nuts when he got punched out. And it was again, you were just like, yes, he's come through. And
I thought that didn't happen in Limey Land. I thought you said that nobody claps or cheers in the theater over there.
That's where George.
No. Everybody sort of did a smoke off clap and said, "Jolly good. That was very, very enjoyable. Well done."
Yeah.
He certainly showed that belly, didn't he?
While sipping tea. Bravo,
exactly. Yes.
That's what I pictured. Yeah, okay.
Bravo, chap, and then someone sitting there going, "Shut up."
Excuse me, would you mind keeping it down with the clapping because I'm trying to enjoy the film. No, it's funny enough because I mean it's not very often that it's happened like that. But I just remember that I was about 10 when it came out, and I just remember the cinema going crazy because it was such a good ending, and everybody going out going, "Oh, that was so good! I really liked it." And I think I got a skateboard off the back of that movie because Marty McFly had a skateboard and I wanted one.
Of course.
And then the second one came out and they had a hoverboard, and I'm still waiting.
We're still
Yeah.
waiting for that.
Are we
Like
all?
we'd even,
My favourite
Yeah.
story about that
like the hoverboard even
is
had to get off the
Bob
ground.
Zemeckis, the director, actually started telling people that hoverboards were going to be available in shops. And so the movie came out, and he's going, "Oh no, yeah, they're real. You can get them in the shop." So of course, all these people were going to the shop saying, "No, I've seen them in the film. There's the hoverboards. It's a board. It hovers." What a troll! That's brilliant.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that.
Okay, so
Still
Sean,
waiting for that.
what would you say is your most satisfying ending?
Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
I
Have you seen
saw it when it first came out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how it
I've got it
ended.
on my watch list, funny enough, because you mentioned it the other day, and so I do want to sit down and watch it again, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, so it's a build up of, basically we follow a crew of bank robbers, and then Al Pacino and his cop crew, and they're cat and mouse through the whole movie. And at one point they even have a sit down, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and they find out they've actually got, they're the same guy, right? They're just flip sides of the same coin. At the end of the movie, there's a big chase, and then Al Pacino kills Robert De Niro, and as he's laying there dying, he reaches up and Pacino grabs his hand, and it's a very manly moment as he comforts this guy that in any other circumstances would be like his best friend, and then he dies, and that's the end of the movie. It's very satisfying.
Spoilers would have been nice. I just said I put it on my watch list.
Oops.
And you've just.
Well, how much? The title of this live stream is literally most satisfying endings. How are we not going to talk about what makes it satisfying if we can't talk about the
pick a
ending?
Different film then. I thought you said you were going to talk about My Little Pony too, because you like the ending of that.
George, it's still, even though it's still worth watching, mate. And Sean, am I right? People say it's probably the most authentic gun.
Absolutely,
shooting scene?
yeah. It's one of the best, probably the best firefight ever put on film. Shootout wise, gun. Cause Michael Mann is always like one of these guys. Like, oh, the guns have to be right. You got to handle them right. They got to, they got to be realistic. And it's great, man. It's the best shootout. That's not like a war movie. That is, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
It is. Now you've mentioned it, I actually do want to watch it again.
Oh, it's
one of those films that once someone mentions it, you're like, actually, I've not seen that for a while.
Oh, it's one of the best. I mean, it's in my top all-time 10 list, easy. Maybe even if I was just going like across the board genres, it would be in my probably top 5. But
wow,
it's definitely the best, in my opinion, the best crime, action thriller. It definitely would be my number one pick for that.
Because Val Kilmer's in it as well, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Tom Sizemore, Val Kilmer, Al Pacino,
yeah.
a bunch of like known character actors that are Dennis Haysbert. Oh man, just a bunch of stuff.
I'm going to have to sit down and make sure I get my ass in gear and watch that again at some point. For me, my
watch it, George.
Ending is got to be Return of the Jedi. Now, I mean, all 3 of the Star Wars movies are great. Well, no. The reason being is there are several reasons for this, which I'm going to say. So shut your face first, but listen to me, right? It was the first film I remember seeing in the big cinema. And it was where I saw it. Funny enough, was a cinema where my dad actually worked and stuff. But I do remember that. But for me, it's the ending of the Millennium Falcon flying into the second Death Star is still just an epic moment.
I was going to say, hold on.
I didn't ruin Empire, all right? And so I didn't say what happened at the Empire when Vader says he's Luke's dad. Oh, sorry.
What?
What?
But with it, it's Luke saying how he's a Jedi like his father before him, and just the whole the way it wrapped up was it was perfect. And then of course,
it is a really good ending.
You have this perfect trilogy of just 3 great movies, which I have seen so many times, but I can't get bored with them. And yet Disney managed to then ruin the end of. Well, no, I think actually George ruined the end of it with a special edition with Hayden Christensen playing Anakin as the Force Ghost, which makes 0 sense.
Yeah, a bit disrespectful as well.
The whole Sebastian Shaw thing, because I always love the fact that Obi-Wan is really old and not Ewan McGregor. Sort of like, oh, you get a new Force body ghost, do you? And I've got to stay old. Brilliant. Thanks a lot. You know.
Yep.
Where Sebastian Shaw?
He played Vader
what?
when he took the helmet, and when Luke takes the helmet off at the end, and he says, "Tell your sister you are right." You know.
Oh wait a minute, I was thinking of the other dude,
Stan,
the guy that
Winter
played.
Soldier.
Yeah, I was like, what?
He's been around for years.
He'd have been a baby.
Yeah.
He's definitely,
So he takes the helmet off and he's like,
He's definitely been taking a drum of
Yeah, that was like, boy, in my mind, I was like, is there a new special edition?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise us if George was.
An extra special edition.
Oh, here we go. Look, Yoda's joined in. Even without me, the conversation devolves into Star Wars. Well, that was completely actually my fault, and I don't care because I still love the end of Star Wars. The end of Return of the Jedi it's brilliant. It's just wonderful. So, what about say standalone movies? Because we've reached. Well, no, you've just mentioned Heat, obviously.
I just gave you I'll tell you another.
Can I just give a shout out to Maddie? Sorry, because he's mentioned Indiana Jones.
Yeah, all of those have great endings.
Apart from the fourth one.
Well,
The third one.
Well, we don't talk about that in this house.
Yeah,
so.
there are.
There's only three.
There's only
There's
Yeah, I
only
know.
three.
That's what I said. We don't talk about that one.
But the riding off into the sunset in the Last Crusade, that again, like the Back to the Future, that's the perfect
made
finish.
up with his dad.
Yeah. Found out he's
Yeah.
named after a dog.
Again, it literally is the perfect ending. Like you say, they ride off into the sunset.
It's a perfect movie too, in my opinion.
The third one?
Yeah. The
Great
first
film.
and third one, I think, are perfect movies.
I don't know if I'd call it a perfect movie. It's close. It's close.
Well, I don't care what you call it. I called it that. And I'm the American, and my opinion is the only one that matters in this world.
Hey, this ain't Twitter. Ban.
By the way, I identify as a gender fluid, so nothing you say now can. I'm right about everything. Or you're canceled. Canceled. Plus, no one asked. Plus, don't care. Plus,
Stop criticising him, George. You bigot.
Yoda's just said that Crystal.
Oh yes, I'm also Jew. I've also converted to Judaism.
Why?
So
then stop
I'm sorry,
eating that bacon sandwich. Yoda's just said Crystal Skull was introduced in this dojo. It was such a shame that they just took it too far. This is exactly the same because we could talk about. I mean, again,
let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you: if it did not have Shia LaBeouf's character in it, would you think the movie would be any better, like considerably better?
Yeah,
no,
I know I do.
Really? Is it this the
good?
Is it just? Is it just
crap.
the? Yeah. Well, I know he's crap, and I don't. But
no, the whole it's crap from start to finish. It looks terrible. It looks like it was made on a computer.
Yeah.
And obviously you got Ray Winston, who I'm not a big fan of anyway.
I submit to you guys that the film would get another half star.
Just take out
in rating if it didn't have that stupid swing on the monkey.
Oh, the monkeys.
Yeah, if that was not in it, the movie would have probably. I would give it like another half star improved, rating.
But what about the killer ants? That gets a pass because the monkey thing was so
not
bad.
Only that, but also the way she drives off the cliff and lands on the tree, and then that goes into the water. And again, it's just that whole sequence was just it was just a mess. What always gets me about it as well is that you can believe that they opened the Ark and these demons came out. You can believe that somebody could rip a man's heart out and still keep him alive. And you can believe that if you cross the Holy Grail across the seal, that it would all fall down as a 1,000-year-old night. But spaceships, too far. Just, it didn't work. It didn't work. And
That you know what? That does not bother me about that movie. Out of all the things I don't like about that movie, in fact, I kind of like the idea of that. But it's the... They didn't do it right is the problem. Like the concept of aliens being the thing, I'm fine with. But the other stupid shit, like the ants and the monkeys and all that crap, and the interdimensional why could it just been regular aliens, or something? Like it was a very good concept, in theory, but done.
It's because George
You know.
Lucas helped wrote it. That's what it is. That's what I'm always going to say.
Ah, right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, like I say, it was again, it was just another cash grab. In the same way that the fifth one is going to be the same thing, and if the rumours are true of what we heard about the fifth one, that there's possibly going to be time travel involved, again, it's just kind of, yeah.
We're going to go back.
That's 100% nailed on, isn't it?
I got a leak from the set, by the way, on that. Indy 5 is going to show that they're going to go back in time, and it turns out that the original Indiana Jones was a gay black woman.
That's why the Nazis were after her.
Do you know what,
oh, that makes more sense now.
The sad thing is, me and George, there was like a split second of silence there where our brains were trying to think, would they actually do that?
Yeah, it's not. Who knows anymore?
Doctor
right?
Who.
Well, after that whole Doctor Who debacle, I won't be surprised.
Doctor Who's just done exactly the same thing. So it's just, we're living in that. It is going to be nice when this whole woke bubble bursts.
It's happening, boys. It's happening. A lot of shows were cancelled, as we know, as I put about. And I said to, I did say to Yoda during our Star Trek chat that we're closer to wokeness being eradicated because
I think
these companies can't survive. They can't survive. They're losing money.
I think you're right, but I think we're going to get one like wounded animal lash out attempt before it's gone. You know what I mean? I think they'll do one more hardcore push. And really, it depends on who wins the president next year, because that'll,
I'll tell you what, I'm calling. I reckon the new Doctor Who, there'll be an episode where he gets pregnant. I'm calling it now.
I would not.
Mark this down.
I would not. I would not bet against that.
Yeah.
Mark this now.
And because then, he can give birth to another Time Lord who can.
Yoda said gay black woman in a wheelchair.
I mean, that's the thing, is they try to cover all the bases. There was something I watched the other day. I think it was the trailer for the new Cheaper by the Dozen. And they've literally got, he's the dad. The mum, it was Zach. Yeah, but basically white dad, black mum, and then they've got kids who are Asian and a couple that are in a wheelchair. And it's just kind of like all the bases have been ticked. They've literally sort of gone for every colour of the rainbow.
Let me interrupt. Madeline brought up a satisfying ending is The Burbs, and him and Yoda are talking about what a great movie it is. And I have to concur with that. I mean, The Burbs is one of the greatest. That's probably Tom Hanks' best comedy film.
Best film. Forget the other Oscars that he's won.
Never seen it.
You've never seen The Burbs?
Oh, dude.
Man alive. That's three strikes.
You would like it a lot.
That is good.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's 3 strikes for me.
Canceled plus ratioed plus no credit.
So far I like Avatar,
Top Gun 2,
Westworld. Never seen Frankenstein. I won't go into it.
The Burbs is one of the best subversive comedies made in the 80s. Probably the best. You would like it. You would love it, dude. Brilliant. You would love it.
I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm going to put it on my list.
It's like they made it specifically for guys like this.
Yeah, those kind of middle-aged guys who suspect their neighbour of something, but they're not quite sure. And it's kind of the adventure that we would get ourselves into. I still love the fact that is it Corey Feldman across the road with his mates? And just, dude, you got to come over and watch this because it's going to be brilliant. And to them, it's kind of like their drive-in cinema.
It's great, man.
Right, on my list. That's another film I've got to try and watch this week.
The supporting cast is what makes it good, too. Like, Tom Hanks is not even close to the best thing in the movie. It's everybody else in it.
Stern.
It's from the same director that did the Howling.
Right.
Oh, you've got to. Oh man, you've got to watch The Burbs again. That's kind of on everybody's watch list for doing.
All right then, George. So our task this week, then, you've got to watch Heat, and I've got to watch The Burbs.
What have you two been doing with your lives? I don't understand.
I just don't remember it. It came out 20 odd years ago.
1995.
That's even more.
Well, what about The Burbs? Then?
Oh, see, but The Burbs I've seen several times.
Oh, that's from 1988 or 89.
Times.
I was 15.
I loved it at 15. It's such a great movie.
Yeah.
And we haven't spoiled the ending for him.
At 15, I was smoking joints.
We haven't spoiled the ending for him, where they all turn out to be vampires. Oh, damn it. Sorry. That's not the case. They don't turn out to be vampires. They're pretty good. I must admit, and this is going to be a controversial one here, and I don't care what you say. I'm going to go down the route of Eggy and just say what I feel. I actually.
You're finally getting to know me.
Wait a minute, are we doing that?
I actually quite liked the ending of Avengers. I thought the way they put the characters together with their own movies and everything else and brought them together as a head, I thought was brilliantly done. And I remember leaving the cinema thinking, I really enjoyed
I agree with that.
It was really, really well done. The same with Endgame.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the MCU was great Endgame was the end of it, but yeah, it was. I mean, who isn't happy with the way the whole MCU actually ended in Endgame? You know,
I was lucky enough to go. I was working in London, and I was lucky enough to see it at the Leicester Square, which is where they have all the premieres and stuff, and it was packed. And I literally just finished Infinity War that morning and then went off to see Endgame. And again, the crowd at the end, just everybody clapped and cheered with the end credits and stuff. It was brilliant. And I remember leaving the cinema thinking that wrapped everything up so perfectly well. I mean, I'm sure there's holes in the plot if you are going to look for them, but it was so well done.
Who cares? It's a comic book.
Did you cry? Did you cry, George?
Did you tear up a little bit?
No. The story, there is a story of that. Basically, in this cinema upstairs, they've got a bar, and no, hang on, hear the story out. There's a bar, and up in this bar, I was in there and I was chatting to the guy behind the bar and stuff, and he said, yesterday they had Emma Thompson in for a premiere or something on this. And I was like, oh wow! And I was sat in the cinema and I managed to spill my Coke over my lap, and so it looked like I'd peed myself. And I remember. I was by myself and I remember stood up laughing and somebody looked over at me. I said, sorry, just excited about seeing Endgame. So yeah, I did have to sit there with sticky balls for most of the movie, but I still enjoyed
it. The ending of Captain America dancing with Carter there, that was the censure.
All right, so I'll tell you what then. Let's discuss our feelings a little here. So, what movies then at the end of made you cry? Because I will start with,
Yeller.
And this is a really sad one, but the whole ending of Fast and Furious 7, which is the one obviously where Paul Walker died, but he's doing the whole thing about family and everything else, and it genuinely makes me tear up a bit because it's pretty emotional. Yeah, genuinely.
Really?
That's gay. That's so gay.
Well, I don't cry because I'm too. If I was to shed a wee tear, I'd have to probably say, I'm going proper full on nerd here, Sean. Star Trek 2 when Spock gets it. That's the one for me.
Yeah, no, that's
again.
He's not even. Who cares? He's not even human.
The only thing I remember about that is the bit where Kirk is trying to push his way into sort of like let Spock out, and is Scotty and Bones, I think, holding him back. But there's another extra under here, and it was just like, what's he doing? It was really.
He's resting.
It was really weird. It was just.
Hey, look, Sean Bird agrees. Men don't cry. Thank you, Sean Bird.
No, men who are in touch with their feelings do cry. Come on, Sean, you tell us what film made you cry.
Old Yeller. When I was like 9 years old. Have you seen? Do you know Old Yeller?
That's a dog, isn't it?
Yeah. Boy gets this dog and it's his best friend. Then it gets rabies and he has to take it out back and shoot it himself.
Sorry, that's just my. I love Eggy's. One of the most emotional movies ever made. It's one with a dog in it. No, you're thinking of Trainwreck with Amy Schumer.
Listen, boys. In my defence, I have 4 sons and I have to be alpha male 24/7. Otherwise, they'll just walk all over me. So
see if. I had 4 sons.
That sounds like a comedy.
I killed all my sons to alpha male them. I'm not going to be replaced by younger. So I just kill them. As soon as they're born, I rip them from the mother and be like...
I haven't got any kids because I don't know where they come from. So...
Well, you see, if a man and a woman
no,
very
you're
much,
wrong there. It's not just a man or a woman anymore.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. When a birthing person and a impregnating person
Well, the
love each
person who
other very
identifies who's
much,
got
and the
ovaries
state's laws
and the
allows
person who
it.
doesn't identify has got
Yeah.
ovaries. No, like I say, I saw the Fast and Furious fairly recently because I did my, if you check our YouTube channel, the How to Make a Fast and Furious movie. And Seven, like I say, it is emotional to think that, you know, they'd obviously worked together for an awfully long time, and the whole thing and the car splits off and stuff. Like I say, it just makes me shed a tear at the end of it. I'm not like sobbing.
Can I call you out on this,
Yes.
George? You're saying you was upset at the Paul Walker thing, and then you cracked you cracked a joke about it in your video about not
It
being
was
very
10 years
good at
ago. I've got
driving.
over it now. To be fair, there was a whole. I think at the beginning when it said everybody enjoys driving. Well, not everybody. And I put up a picture of Ryan Dunn. I did originally put up a picture of Princess Diana. But I thought even that was too far for me.
Mate.
Uh-oh. Do you have a permit for that joke?
Oh,
That was
sorry, the doorbell's
outrageous.
just gone. The police are here. Just a sec. So,
Right. So what else? We talk about single films, wasn't it? Did you want to talk about single films? I mean, I've got
go on
loads.
then.
I've been
No, go on,
writing
what's on
this,
your
but
list then? Because it's nice to see somebody doing their homework as opposed to
Yeah,
somebody who doesn't.
I've got 7, which I think is a very satisfying end.
Fast and Furious 1 through 7.
Each one of them made me cry. The bit where he loses his car at the end at the beginning of the first one, and it blows up, and then he hasn't got a car.
I've never seen any of them, and I never will.
I've never seen any of them
I want
either.
to say you guys are missing out, but you're not.
Please continue.
Right, so I've got 7. But Dark City. Anyone
Oh yeah,
seen
that's
that?
quite good.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I watched that last
That's
year.
got a nice little end
yeah.
grade. Because he creates the world, doesn't he? Because it's like a flat Earth. So that's good. Shawshank
Oh yes,
Redemption.
no, that is a good ending.
That
Yes,
is a good
that's
ending.
A very good ending. Yeah, just everything that he goes through. The only thing that disappointed me about that is you see Clancy Brown.
The guy's black in it.
You see Clancy Brown getting arrested, but Bob Gunton's having none of it and shoots himself, and that was always kind of disappointing that he didn't get justice in that. But I mean, the whole ending was it was absolutely brilliant.
It is.
That was
It might
good.
be one of the best endings of all time, actually.
Yeah. The Departed as well.
Oh, kind of.
Scorsese.
I don't know. I don't find that very satisfying, but
Well, Mark Wahlberg goes in and
To me,
And
to
yeah,
me,
but-
the ending is kind of like,
yeah, but-
and Mark Wahlberg wins the competition because it's kind of like.
I mean,
I loved it.
we probably should have had some sort of like definition on what you consider satisfying. But yeah, I mean, he kills him, he gets revenge, and then we find out Matt Damon's girlfriend's knocked up by Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Like, at least is heavily implied. But yeah, I mean, everybody's wasted, and yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean,
I
it's
don't
a
know if
good ending, but I don't know. Does it give you a really
I
satisfying
wouldn't say
ending?
it's satisfying.
Yeah, great ending.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose again it depends on
Good.
What
I mean, there
define
can be
satisfying by.
Yeah, right. So there's like, oh, I feel really satisfied at that, and then there's like, oh, that's a great ending, but man, it's a bummer ending too, you know. Like the end of Upgrade, for instance, is a really awesome fucking ending, but like, dude's basically living in his own brain, and you know the bad robot AI. I mean, it's a great ending. I love it, but I don't know. Does it make you feel satisfied? I don't know. You know, two
What
different
else have you
things,
got on your
maybe,
list
ain't
there,
it?
Reggie?
Well, Game of Thrones. I've got my son's.
I like the ending. I like the ending of Game of Thrones.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't see
I
why it
thought
gets
it
so
was
much
fine.
money.
It wrapped everything. I don't know why people complain about it.
I'll tell you what, my son come up with a good one. Monsters Inc. Right.
Actually, no.
It's where Sally goes back and she's.
I think that is actually very cleverly done, the way they pan the story out in that, because obviously they're there to make the kids scream, and the scream powers the city, but then they find that laughter is better, and it's brilliantly clever script, and like I say, the actual ending of it is very good. Apart from,
well, it's where they piece together the door for the little girl. I can't remember. And Sally opens it, and he walks in, and obviously it's presumed that she's now grown up. And
does she die?
No, but basically, he's taking them.
Does she get raped?
But basically,
no, she apparently.
I thought you said this was a good ending.
Yeah, he apparently in his back pocket he's got flight tickets to Epstein Island.
No.
And this is like,
no.
And all the Disney execs are like, yeah.
No. The actual ending is that it took them so long to put the door together that when they finally finish it and put it back together, when he opens it, Sully walks through and she's 16 years old and inside with the dildo. Whoa, that's not what I remember.
Yoda's like that. Quit.
You have no power here, Yoda. I'm in charge now.
And then, all right, I'm going to finish off then. I'm going to finish off on Rocky 2.
No.
When he wins the title.
On what was it?
Rocky 2.
Oh, yeah, I'd agree with that.
See, I think
he comes from nothing, fights, gets the draw, fights again, wins it.
Is that
Perfect.
the one?
Lovely.
Is it
Very
the end of
satisfying.
the first one or the second one where it goes to the freeze frame where they're just about to punch each other?
That's Rocky 3, I think.
Yeah, great.
Three is
Yeah.
No,
That's
three
three.
Three's Mr. T.
That's the one where he fights. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And Apollo trains Rocky, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he says, "I'll do this, but I want a favour in return." And that's at the end when
they have a little.
They have their third behind closed doors
See,
fight.
to me, I think the most satisfying ending to any movie has got to be Thelma and Louise, where two wayward women kill themselves.
Oh, I love it when women die.
It is a good ending though, because it is kind of like
they finally shut up. They finally shut up.
And in the same time prove that women can't drive. Fucking brilliant.
Well, no, actually,
it gives you everything that you know to be true.
To be fair, I was going to say, to be fair, it was the Grand Canyon. They couldn't have missed.
I
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Bird says it's Rocky 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3.
I haven't seen them for an awfully long time, so I can't honestly remember them.
Yeah.
I'm not big on what's the word? Boxing.
Speaking of great ending, Rambo shoots up 500,000 guys with a 50 caliber, and we get to see arms. I mean, that's a great ending. Then he just guts the guy at the end. That's a great ending. That really is satisfying.
I've only ever seen Rambo 1.
I don't know if I've seen all the Rambos. I did watch the first one last year, which was brilliant. But no, I don't really recall the others.
Look at Sean. Sean's got a look of absolute disgust.
I'm quite used to it, so I ignore it now. I always let him down somehow at some point in time. What about the end of Say Something Like Psycho?
That's a good ending.
That's a satisfying ending. Of obviously, you kind of don't know the way the story is going all the way through, and then to find out at the end is quite well done.
Jaws has got a very satisfying ending too.
Yeah. Yep.
Hang on, sorry. Jaws,
not only does the
Jaws
shark explode,
or Jaws 4?
Well, both, but obviously Jaws 4 more so than the original, but. The original's not too bad, I guess.
It gets a pass, If we didn't have Jaws, we wouldn't have Jaws 4. I'm just saying.
That's a good point.
I just looked up a quick.
I've got a controversial one here.
Go on.
This is what one of my eldest son, who's a big movie fan, and I don't agree with him, so I'm going to throw it in there just to cause a stir. Dark Knight Rises. I don't agree. Batman flies off and the nuclear bomb goes off, and then you see him about a week later having a cup of tea in France.
Do you know what?
You're like, what?
I'm going to say the same thing. I thought the ending of that was really stupid. The Batman retires with Catwoman, and they see each other. I was thoroughly disappointed with that. It should have ended with Joseph Gordon-Levitt walking on, going into the Batcave. It should have finished there. That whole bit, I completely agree, was a terrible ending. Really.
Yeah, I wasn't satisfied with that.
In my eyes.
That whole movie,
I think so.
The whole third movie itself is a letdown, I think.
I tell you,
it's all right.
the big mistake with it is shot in daylight.
Yeah.
Batman in his costume during the day looks shit. Film the thing at night. It's not
somebody
hard.
said the other day,
it's not hard to
do you
figure
know why
out.
Batman wears the mask but always keeps his mouth showing? Just so that he can show to the police that he's not black.
Hey-o.
Poor Yoda. He's watching his life's work disintegrate in front of his very eyes.
I have waited for this moment for a long time, my little green friend.
He should have loaned us that $50. Is all I gotta say.
He's got his head in his hands. Next week's entertainment news will just be him apologising and showing clips of his show.
Please do not go to the live stream. Please do not watch the live stream. What about something like the end? What about something with twist endings, like, say, for example, The Usual Suspects?
Perfect. Yeah, great ending.
Yeah, that's good.
Because again, the way I can't think of the actor's name now, but he kind of realizes that he was getting all the information off his wall, and
Chaz
that's
Palminteri.
right, thank you. And he sort of, hang on a minute, wait, no, and and he walks down the street and his leg straightens up and everything else. That was brilliantly done. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of the director anyway, aren't you?
Well, no, you see that I thought
And Kevin Spacey.
No. And Kevin, yeah, no. See, I thought the twist ending was going to be something completely different, but no, it's not what I expected. 4 little Filipino lads in a trailer.
Maddox saying no one understands you, Eggy. Well, unless you're called nobody, Maddox, I think everyone's pretty much all right, mate.
They already know Batman isn't black. He fights crime. That's Yoda.
Maddox, put your subtitles on, mate. Put your subtitles.
Again, let's talk about sort of unsatisfying endings, because I mean, I'm bringing it back to Star Wars, but I still do not understand the whole ending of The Rise of Skywalker. How she says she's a Skywalker.
Just the end of it, nothing made sense. The whole trilogy was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't.
It was just, I can't understand how people can write this stuff and think that's a good idea. Let's make this. I genuinely don't understand it.
Well, ending the Rise of Skywalker, the beauty of it is actually Palpatine won, because he's eradicated the Skywalker bloodline. That's gone, and his bloodline continues.
Actually, yeah, I never thought of that.
Hey, that is kind of. You know what? You're turning me around on that. That's actually pretty good.
That's exactly. So it shouldn't be called the Rise of Skywalker. It should just be called, the success of Palpatine. Whatever.
You know what? That's the ultimate. Is he cucked the Skywalker so bad that his bloodline took over and then just took over their name too?
Yeah. Yeah. So exactly. So you're gonna if Rey turns to the dark side in the next 10, 20 years or whatever, she's gonna be, even though the Skywalker name is now just gonna be known as like tyranny.
I bet she turns to the dark side at least 1 week every month.
Why is my lightsaber turned red? Yeah, you used the wrong end for starters.
Here's an ending that it really toes the line. But the ending of No Country for Old Men, it's like a great ending, but it's very unsatisfying for a lot of people.
Right.
How does it end? Can you refresh my memory on that?
Yeah. So the guy that you've been following the whole movie on this, like, you think is the main character, gets killed like 3/4 of the way through it, and then the movie just continues on, and the bad guy doesn't get caught or anything. The main character, which is actually the sheriff, Tommy Lee Jones, but the other guy that we've actually been following as the main character, he you don't even get to see him die on screen.
Is that Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I've not seen that for years. I can remember it.
I remember
it is a great
movie.
I remember
it. I don't remember.
I don't remember the ending.
Obviously, really stuck with me. What about something like Sleepaway Camp? That's got a pretty good ending.
Oh, that's a great. That is a great ending.
I
Yeah.
found that on somewhere. I think it was on the In Search of Darkness. I first saw that, and I watched it, and that ending was proper jaw opening stuff. It was so...
Dude, I remember when that hit the theaters first come out, that was very shocking for the time. Now it's like, so what's the big deal?
No,
You know,
even
do you
now,
know?
I
Have you
thought to
seen
myself,
it?
it was like I say, I thought to myself, it was.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ruin it for a lot of people that's not seeing it. So we're following this girl named Angela. Then at the end, she's the serial, the slasher. And at the end, she's standing there naked with her boyfriend's head. It turns out it's actually a dude, and you get to see full.
Oh,
And it's a dude that puts on like a fake mask of the actress that played her, but it's like she's revealed just bloody and covered in blood, completely naked, dick hanging out.
It was hanging out like the crime.
Dude, that's the last shot.
Honestly, like I say,
movie.
I didn't know what the ending was, and I watched it, and my jaw was on the floor. It was brilliant. It was really, really, really good. I love that. Yeah, Yoda, you'd have known we've discussed Avengers Endgame if you were here earlier.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we voted it satisfying.
Yes.
I'll tell you, an unsatisfying ending is close. Sorry, Sean, I know you don't like film anyway.
No, it's not that I dislike it. It's just I saw it once, and I've always said it's an excellent movie, but it just after that it's like, okay, I'm done with it. It has no rewatch value for me, I guess you could say.
See, I love it, but the ending, I actually did write an article about it. It leaves so many questions, and the fact that you've just abandoned his wife and kids, which
is pretty Sigma male move.
Sometimes,
to be fair, I don't see that as a bad ending.
That's why he likes it. That's why he likes it. He's like,
aliens would take me.
Only I can fly away. Alien, get me the.
I saw a great meme the other day, and it said, "If aliens ever land in my back garden and take me, I'm not going to consider it abduction. I'm going to consider it a rescue."
Yes. Yeah.
With different endings like that, though, what about something like Inception?
I hate that movie. And
love it.
I don't like it.
You don't like the end?
I don't. Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Is I don't like that sort of. It was all in your head, and I don't like that vague. We're not going to tell you one way or the other. I do not like that that level of ambiguity. Just in.
But then I quite like it because it promotes discussion. Everybody's got their own theory of what they think the ending is.
Yes, but it doesn't give me I don't get real closure out of it though, one way or the other. I don't get. He's either imagine it all in his head, or he really did go home. But it just.
So then you've never seen the end of the original Italian Job then?
No, we talked about this like Wednesday that I hadn't seen it yet. Remember?
Okay.
That's a satisfying ending.
Don't say anything though, Eggy. But yes, it is.
I won't.
I absolutely love it. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. Yoda said that he missed the beginning, so can we start from the start?
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. Hello and welcome.
Because we had a right go at Yoda, so I don't think we should. I don't think we should say anything.
Oh yeah, good
point. So you don't, Sean? You don't like endings where you think it might be a dream or not real? You should, because you said that about Jacob's Ladder as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't like that sort of psychological. Oh, it didn't. What the whole thing you just watched didn't really happen, except for all in the head. I don't like that sort of thing, and I don't like.
I wasn't a fan of Jacob's Ladder.
It's a great film.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I see. Again, I kind of like the whole. Was it real? Wasn't it real? Was it all in his head?
Yeah, I know a lot of people do, but I don't like that.
Yoda's asking if ambiguity is satisfying. Don't know. I've never seen it.
I've only seen the second one. Don't use big words.
Ambiguity. Isn't that a new
it's a feminine
gender sexual identity?
Gender number 96 being invented today. Sean Bird said Endgame ending was false.
Well, it kind of had to lead somewhere.
What? See, this is why I'm the better Sean.
They all let Thanos
I would not have a
and
take.
Just let him go, and it was all fine. That's the ending that we wanted.
They all made they held hands. There was a gay rainbow flag behind them.
That would have been a better.
I will say, than
the feminist.
The whole women teaming up bit was rubbish.
Feminist team up thing that was that was cringeworthy.
It
What
was
about?
certainly cringe.
Oh, go on.
Okay, so here, wait a minute. So talking about a satisfying ending, and this made me think about it, is Taxi Driver, and a lot of people think that the end of that is all in his head. It's not. I got news for you. The writer, the director both said that that's not the case. But I think that's a very satisfying ending myself. I don't know about you guys, but
It's been too long.
don't you
I've
tell me
never
you
watched
haven't
it.
seen it.
Since
Don't
I've
you?
seen it.
I've never seen it.
I've seen
Son of a
it,
bitch.
but it's been.
Oh
too
I've never
long.
seen it.
Eggy, what the hell are you doing on here?
Oh mate, I don't. I'll be honest. I don't like Robert De Niro.
Well, I don't like him either, but it's a fucking great movie,
Taxi
man.
Driver.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? I get shit all the time for it. And people say, "Oh, you like your movies, but you ain't seen Taxi Driver."
I'm just going to
Isn't
say
it not?
this.
It's a bit
Eggy,
paedophilia
I'm
now
just
in it
going
as
to say
well.
this, all right? You think that Man of Steel is a good movie, so we get your level of competence
Yep.
when it comes to films.
I'm sticking to my guns on that. I've just seen bits of Taxi Driver, and I'm like, oh,
It
just doesn't.
it was all right.
Probably. I've never seen it.
Rose what?
It's a sled. Whoopie do.
Matic saying he agrees with Taxi Driver.
Of course, he agrees with it. I have always have the objectively correct take on anything, so why would?
That's why you're the best Sean.
That's why I'm the best Sean.
I was thinking
Exactly.
of someone else then with an ambiguous movie, and I forgot what it was now. Thanks a lot.
Yoda thinks that the Deer Hunter has a great because he gets to see a guy a PTSD suffering vet blow his own head off. Yoda thinks that's just swell, apparently.
Oh, I've seen Deer Hunter, even though it's got De Niro in it.
Okay. So Sean, the not good Sean brings up Deckard being a replicant in Blade Runner. Deckard is not a replicant.
I disagree. I think he is.
He's
I
not.
think he is.
It defeats the whole purpose of the movie if he's not human. Baddie saves him to prove that the replicants are more human than the humans are. If he didn't, if Deckard is not a human, that whole point. I don't care what Ridley Squat says afterwards, where he got this obsession with AI and all this crap. Deckard is not a replicant. Think about it.
I have.
I
Yeah.
thought they said he was, though. I thought they'd come out and said he was.
Oh, of course, Ridley Scott has said that in the years since and edited the movie, but no,
Right.
he's human. Think about it. Batty, at the end, he saves him. He's Deckard has been the one going around killing these things. He's saved by Batty. Batty proves like, oh yeah, I'm the more human of the two. I saved you when I had every reason to kill you. Could have let you die.
I actually do prefer your take on it now. You said it like that.
Yeah,
The
man.
robot actually proved to be more human.
I don't.
Yeah,
care
that's
what
the whole
either you
point
say.
of the
Deckard
original-
is a vampire in that. All right.
Well, he might
I
be,
haven't
but
seen
he's-
the film.
He's not a robot vampire.
Robot vampire. I'm gonna do an eggy
No,
and
we're
say I've never
talking
seen
of Ridley
it.
Scott. Now, what about Alien?
Alien.
You've never seen what? Blade Runner?
No, I was just gonna say.
You gotta
No,
be
I was just
joking
gonna say.
about
I'm just gonna do an eggy and say I've never seen it.
Oh yeah. Very
Aliens a satisfying ending.
Aliens has got definitely. Aliens is a perfect movie, arguably.
Are you talking Alien or Aliens?
Aliens. Alien is
You
pretty good too, but not. I prefer the second one.
Yeah.
Alien.
I prefer the
See,
first.
the third
Terminator.
One
I prefer the first Terminator over Terminator 2, even though I think Terminator 2 is, a masterpiece. I like the first one better. I like the sleazy 80s look. I like Michael Biehn in it. I like it better, I like it better. I'm not saying it's a better movie, although it might be, but both of those have pretty good endings.
Yeah, very satisfying endings.
Both of them. Which is weird considering they're,
What about
really
an ending like say something like Sixth Sense?
That's a good ending, yeah,
and
man.
I'm just then thinking of what's his name, not all of, but I mean Christopher Nolan's other stuff like The Prestige and things like that. Because again, they have an ending. It's kind of one of those endings that it makes you want to watch the film again to understand it. That's the other one I just thought of. You said about ambiguous endings. Sean, The Thing.
I love that though.
But
I
it
love
doesn't
that
tell you who's
because
real and
it's a.
who's not.
But, oh yeah, but we know. Do I have to do this again?
I know, Sean.
Childs is the thing.
Yeah,
Childs is the thing, and I can make.
Because it's not breathing.
No, because that's not it. It's because, okay, I'm gonna have to do this again. At the start of the movie, the whole ending's foreshadowed when McCready pours his drink into the chess computer, right? And he's like, checkmate. He beats it by doing that. At the end of the movie, Childs comes out. McCready drinks from that booze and offers it to him. McCready takes a drink. He doesn't worry about it. He doesn't wipe it off. He just takes a drink of it. And Mac laughs. The original script says that Mac has got a flamethrower underneath that blanket he's wearing.
Right.
So when he takes that drink and he doesn't wipe it off or anything, Mac laughs. Checkmate. He knows he got him. It's foreshadowed at the start of the movie. Huh?
How's he know
because he
he's got
didn't
him,
wipe the
bro?
bottle.
Not
Because
if
he was worried about becoming, an imitation.
Infected.
Oh, okay.
Because they make a point through the whole movie, like don't eat after each other. Even a little bit gets on you. That's how Blair even gets infected. Is he's touching that corpse with that eraser and the pencil, and then he's thinking, and you see him touch his lip, and then later on he's talking, and he goes like that. And then that's when Blair.
If they remade the thing, but like with a gay cast, that would make it even harder. So no sex.
I don't even know what to say to that.
No. Because I was thinking if like 80s movies were made now and like there was like Lethal Weapon, at some point in time, Riggs and Murdoch would have to kiss. If it was made for 2020, well, it would though, wouldn't it? Because like I say,
You're stepping into blasphemy realms here now.
Yeah, take it easy here, buddy.
I like the fact we found our line. The paedophilia, the gay jokes, everything. Yeah. Whoa, don't mess with Lethal Weapon. Whoa.
Madeline's got the nerve to try to disagree with me about the thing. So I'm going to time him out real quick, fellas. No, Childs is the thing at the end of it. Watch it.
I agree, Charles was the thing, but I heard it's because when they're breathing, there's no cold air coming out of Charles' mouth.
When you see Bennings, when he's got his hands and they catch him, he breathes and you see air, you see the frost come out of his mouth several times. Okay. So that doesn't fly.
Right. Okay.
I actually watched the thing this week, and I'd forgotten. I hadn't seen it for a couple of years, and it's so good. The fact that you've got Ennio Morricone doing the score, but yet there's so little score used in it and everything. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Anyway, sorry, Eggy.
It's the best. It is the best horror movie ever made. I'm not saying it's my absolute favorite that I enjoy the most. That's Return of the Living Dead because it's so fun. But for a pure horror movie, that is the greatest horror movie ever made.
I'm not a horror movie fan, but I do love The Thing.
It's an excellent film. I just want to watch it now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, good call.
Eggy, you were going to say another one.
Oh, I've forgotten it. Oh no, we talk about Lethal Weapon. I was going to say Lethal Weapon's obviously a satisfying ending.
Yeah, man.
Talk about Mel Gibson, Passion of the Christ.
That's a great ending.
The ending coming in that.
Whoever saw.
I
mean, neither. He comes back to life.
He's supposed to be powerful. I thought he was going to kick the Romans' ass, but no, he died.
I did too.
That's the sequel. I thought
he was going to shoot like lasers out of his fingers.
Out the holes in his hands.
He's like levitating, his eyes are rolling back, and he's just like shoot.
Some big martial arts scene.
Yeah.
Roman soldier tries to spear him, and he just goes like that and goes straight through, snaps it.
Yeah, he's like catches it. He's like, haha, not this. You forgot about that, and then twirls it around real quick and like knocks them in the head with it. Knocks their heads off.
Not this time, Nazi.
There's different things of like different.
Not this time, Trump tard.
There's different things with different movies. Like another one that springs to mind of satisfying ends the way that they pan out is like Lost Boys. Because you don't really see who the bad guy is in the way that they set the character up of, if you invite me into the house, then all the sort of crucifixes and garlic and that doesn't work and everything else. That's odd. Again, that was a nice twist that was quite satisfying.
That was kind of a cheat. That's kind of a cheat, though, wasn't it? Like the vampire thing's played straight, but then all that stuff don't work. So it's it was a little bit of a cheat to throw us off.
But
if you think about
part
it,
of lore, though?
I think it's because he was like the.
No,
but I think that's because he was like the old grand vampire. So I think he's become.
So maybe it did cause him like discomfort and stuff, but he could just like grit his teeth and bear it. Yeah, I buy that, I guess.
I think she just said that most of John Carpenter's
I think that's the way
movies
to
are awesome. Again, they are. The way that they're made out, Halloween and all that kind of thing, Prince of Darkness and all that kind of stuff, they are just brilliantly done.
Joe, to just say the Passion of the Christ book is more boring than the movie. Goes on a bit.
I saw somebody once,
and on a Sunday
in a
too.
bookstore, and somebody put a sticker on the Bible saying "signed by author."
Wow.
Not worth its weight in gold.
How far do you have to drive to get that signed?
I'm surprised, George, you haven't mentioned your favourite films about a satisfying end, which is what Schindler's List, isn't it, Sean?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's my favorite comedy.
Not really that's not really a satisfying ending, is it? Because, I mean,
No, because they they didn't kill them all.
There was still some left over.
Yeah.
But he tried his best.
I thought it was a kill list, and it turns out he was saying.
So we've had jokes about Princess Diana, Jesus,
Maddox has just said, spoiler alert for the Passion of Christ, the devil did it.
I could make a very, very funny Jewish joke about that right there, but I guess I better not hold off on that.
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, we'll be racist after we shut down the stream.
You've got to make sure you turn the sound off this time, George.
Yeah, George.
Well, the live stream was going well right until the end, until George forgot to turn the microphones off.
How come I can't? Hey guys, how come I can't find the Last Movie Outpost YouTube channel anymore?
What about something like Fight Club as a satisfying ending?
Oh, that is a satisfying ending, I think.
That film's a perfect movie.
You can't.
Absolutely.
I mean, to be fair, it would have been made better if the police had discovered Tyler's thing, like the Chinese version.
Well, in the book they do. In the book, that's how it
Really?
legit ends. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought you said reading was for.
Mm-hmm.
Reading was not very good.
Yeah, that's how.
I'm nearly.
Well, some Chinese guy told me that read. I know a Chinese guy that read the book and told me about it.
What a...
Oh, I got to step away for a second, guys. I'll be hogs it.
He's got the police knocking at his door.
He's always got the police knocking at his door.
What's that? Maddox got The Fog.
It's not a bad movie, but I wouldn't say it's like a massively satisfying ending to it.
Bit of an overrated film as well, if you ask me.
The Chinese version was better of Fight Club. Drunken Yoda. I can't even imagine that kind of ending. It's not even the fact, because that ending is so spectacular with all the buildings blowing up, but to have that all cut out and just a flashcard come up.
Saves arrested.
And so what happened is the police figured it out and saved the day. Hurrah!
Yeah. The path we're on, mate. That's going to be what most of our films are going to be finishing like.
It's weird. Right, so I've just looked up a couple of lists just to sort of get some ideas through and stuff. And
yeah, go on, because I'm running out.
Somebody here has put number one, the best ending is 2001, and it's kind of. Don't get me wrong, I love 2001. It's a brilliant film, but the ending is. I wouldn't say it's satisfying because it's kind of the ending that you have to then go and watch an hour-long documentary by somebody to understand it.
Yeah, true. Do you know what? Actually, that's a bed bug of mine at the moment. When you go on YouTube, so a new film comes out, and then you go on YouTube and you've got Doctor Strange, for example. That's the most recent film I can think of. Doctor Strange 2, Ending Explained. And like, the film was only out like an hour ago. It's like it's people just trying to get clicks for their shitty little YouTube channels, and it's like let people watch it and digest it first before. But I swear these people I reckon they just find like a rip-off copy of it, skip the whole lot, and watch the last 10 minutes.
I'm just going to say that we use clickbait to get people to like our subscription, so don't shit on that, all right?
Yeah, but our content's also good. What other movie sites get to the sort of conversations that we're having tonight? I'll tell you, I found one, George, Planet of the Apes.
That is a very satisfying ending, yes. That is very, very well done. I remember somebody saying that they went to see that with a friend of theirs, and they walked out sort of saying, but how did the Statue of Liberty come with them to the planet? And it was just...
Oh, brilliant!
And yeah, I mean, I can imagine watching some films with some people are completely terrible. Like Sean has just said about the Mad Max is a very satisfying ending. That's where he handcuffs the guy to the car and chucks in the hacksaw and says it will take you 5 minutes to go through the hacksaw, but you can go through your foot in about a second, or a few minutes. That was a good ending.
Isn't Mad Max the third Mad Max set in like 2022 or something?
Something like that, yeah. It's not far off where we are.
I'm gonna have a look.
But then again, if you've been to Australia, you'd see that was the case. We were talking about Mad Max as an ending.
Oh, the first one? Or...
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, that's a good ending. I mean, his family gets killed, so what more you want?
Well, he gets his car and his leather jacket, and does he have a dog as well? Yeah. So he's pretty much sound.
I did not like Fury Road. I have to be honest with you guys about that. Yeah.
I like that. That's a great film.
Fury Road was a masterpiece.
I don't. I think it's not that good of a story. It's got great action in it, but it's not that good of a story.
Yeah, I liked it. To me, that's just a popcorn film. Just switch off and enjoy it.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Just switch off. I'll tell you one we've not mentioned is the greatest film ever made, The Godfather.
That is a great ending.
I can't remember the ending.
That is a great movie. He becomes the Godfather.
Yeah, he basically tells Kay that everything's legit and he's not taking over the family business.
He just lies straight to her face and then walks into a room and these guys start kissing his hand.
And the henchman just walks over, just looks her in the eye and just shuts the door, just say,
yeah, this is the no woman's club.
Yeah. Yeah. And go make us all a sandwich.
Yeah, this is the He-Man Woman's Haters Club.
So that's a great ending. I'm not a fan of the Godfather 2 ending, though.
You've never seen it, or you not? What you say? You weren't?
No, I'm not a fan of the Godfather 2. I don't like the fact he kills Frodo. I don't like that.
Kills Frodo.
Frodo.
I was like, man.
That's because I was looking at the Lord of the Rings things you mentioned about.
That's a crossover I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've seen that one.
Now, it was very high concept.
The Hobbit Father.
The Hobbit Father.
Well, there you go. I've set you up there, George. You Lord of the Rings.
Have you seen the Godfather 3 Coda, the redo of the last one?
Yeah,
I like the ending of it. I like it better than the original Godfather 3 ending.
I'll tell you what, I bought Coda off Amazon. I'd waited ages when I heard they was making it. And I watched it and I just sent it right back. And they could be done for false advertising. There was like about 8 seconds of difference.
I liked it. I thought it was... I liked it good. I was very successful. Yeah, Godfather 3. They re-edited it and he changed some stuff.
I don't remember them. I have seen all three of them, but I don't really remember them all that well. I need to revisit them. It's been a long time. That's all it is. I watch a lot of movies. That's my problem.
I think what's very clear here, gentlemen, is the fact that we've got 3 people that write for a movie website
about anything.
Who haven't seen loads of films.
I've seen almost all of these.
I've seen them. I just don't remember them.
Not only have I seen all. Oh yeah, that's different.
You can't not remember the Godfather.
All I remember is the
Yoda saying Gandalf kisses Frodo.
That was a different Lord of the Rings. I downloaded the wrong one.
So you liked them? You like the Lord of the Rings as a
Yes,
satisfying
I mean,
ending?
I think he was.
Oh
Was it
God,
Sean
yeah.
or somebody said, yeah, that's because the Lord of the Rings has got 5 endings and a song.
Yeah. I mean, what it gives you like more. It gives you everything you want out of an ending and more. Like it wraps up
That
everything for you that could
I got to
conceivably.
admit, talking about movies that make you shed a tear, that bit when he says, "My friend, you bow to no one," you know, that is again, that's quite a.
Did you squirt? Did
No,
you
I just
squirt a
had something
tear
in
over
my
that?
eye. Was all it was. But yeah, again, that was quite a good moment because you know they had saved everybody and spoilers if you haven't seen it. Um,
And because they were so short, there was no need to bow down. You know,
every,
they were
True.
they were
how
already at
far away are they?
knee
Um,
height.
What about something like Identity? Now that is a good movie, and that again that is played out very very well.
What's that one? Is that
Yes,
John
and
Cusack?
he's in a motel, and nobody can leave,
That's
and
it.
they slowly get killed off one by one, and it all turns out to be uh, a trial of a murderer who's got multiple personalities. I see Sean's.
That's right.
Hang on, there we go. Yeah, and this psychologist is kind of destroying each of the personalities as the movie goes on. That was very, very cleverly done. That was very good.
Because who's the baddie in it? It's what's his bloody name? Defanio or something, isn't it?
Vince D'Afrono.
He was in Full Metal
Yeah, Vince
Jacket.
D'Afrono. No, it wasn't.
Yes.
Funny enough. Hang on, no. It wasn't Vince D'Afrono.
It
was
wasn't.
Pureit Taylor Vince, I think he's called. Yeah, Pureit Taylor Vince. He looks very much like him though, so I will forgive that because, like I say,
He's got a bit of a boss eye.
yes, he's got one eye which kind of nervously looks in different directions.
Yeah,
You
because
don't
he
know
was
whether
in
he's
Watchmen, wasn't he?
reading the script or looking at the cameraman behind him. Identity is very good. Yoda's not seen that. It's it's very very good. Identity sucks.
Yeah,
No,
it's a good film,
Sean
actually.
Bird. No, it doesn't suck. It's a very well made. It's a very well made film. It's because it's made by James Mangold.
I thought it was alright. Well, it's because it's got John Cusack in it, who's an absolute douchebag. But
See, as an actor, I quite like him. He's all right. So I'm quite happy to ignore him.
Do you know what? I've got to be honest, George. This whole environment we live in at the moment, it's just turned me off so many actors that I just can't bring myself to even watch them.
I try to stay away from all the social media and all the gossip and everything else. And you know, it's like Kevin.
I envy you, man.
Like Kevin Spacey. Don't get me wrong. With whatever's gone on, whatever the truth is and everything else, it's horrible. But he's a great actor and he's been in some great films. And I watched, I think it was actually annoyingly, Usual Suspects again recently, and again with the director. What's his name? I can't think.
For what? Usual Suspects. Brian Singer.
Thank you. And again, I just kind of I've heard the rumours and everything else, but it's a great movie, and I kind of just want to enjoy the art and forget the artist.
Yeah, I envy you, man. I can't. I just can't separate myself from it at the moment.
I just stay away from it with all that kind of stuff. I mean, like it's like with Ezra Miller, we've had so many stories about him getting arrested and everything else.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to writing another one on Friday.
It is difficult to, like you say, separate that kind of person from the character. And I think back in the day there was kind of like an air of mystery about people like Gene Kelly and Jimmy Stewart and all this kind of stuff that you didn't know anything about them. Whereas nowadays everybody's got to go onto YouTube and tell you when they've had a dump and what colour it was and all this kind of stuff.
In someone's
and stuff.
And in whose bed it was as well.
Hey-oh. But again, it puts you right off the fact. I mean, I do hope people boycott anything that Amber Heard is in because, I mean, it's talk about white female privilege of the fact that Johnny Depp has lost out on like 2 or 3 jobs now, and yet she's still employed. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but at the same time, I also think Johnny Depp is a bit of a dick as well. So I'm like, let them eat each other. I don't
And
care.
see, with Johnny Depp, I have seen videos of him going to like hospitals and stuff, dressed up as Jack Sparrow and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And so,
true. I'll
I
give
mean,
you
but
that.
like I say, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think anybody in Hollywood is squeaky clean perfect. But it is a shame that you have to see some people and their private lives, and it is kind of just no. I just want it to remain a mystery and just let me enjoy their artwork. The Shining is not satisfying.
Yeah,
ending.
true.
It's again, yeah,
Shining.
that's what I managed. Again, see, I would say, firstly, I love Shining. For me, is almost the perfect movie. It's so good, but the ending is one of those endings that I've had to see explained by somebody else. So that kind of takes the edge.
The Shining.
Shining.
I don't like that movie.
No, I think it's a rare occasion where the film's actually better than the book.
That's true.
And the ending in the book is ridiculous with like
Yeah.
hedge animals and murder shit. But no, The Shining's good. Yoda's put some good ones in here. He's mentioned Batman '89. I deliberately didn't mention that because I wanted to mention Batman '78 as well.
He was supposed to be taking the live stream off to relax and do stuff for his wife. He's been in the chat the whole time. I was like, what was? How? It's not a vacation.
What he's done
He's sitting there with a scotch.
Yeah, no, I was going to say,
feeling his new breast implants.
It was just kind of like if NGL can do the live stream, that means I don't have to do it in the future. But I think from the content that we've put out, he is going to have to come back next week.
Just to save the show. Batman '89 is a great, very satisfying ending. And again, I didn't mention it because it would have led me on to Superman '78, and you'll know I'm a bit of a Superman pervert. So, but yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the way I would have put it. Ghostbusters 2016, I think, had a satisfying ending because I was really glad it was over.
The original Ghostbusters.
I could stop pulling my fingernails out of my out of my fingers.
Yeah. Yoda's got Die Hard. Now, I'll tell you what, I have an issue with the Die Hard ending because it's practically the same as the Lethal Weapon ending.
And he doesn't die at all.
No, he does.
Who doesn't die?
John McClane. He doesn't die at all.
Well, no.
They call it Die Hard. The guy doesn't even die.
Yeah. Survive hard.
Yeah, but he's been working on it.
Yeah, live hard. Yeah, because he lived really hard.
But the Die Hard ending is practically the same as Lethal Weapon ending, where they both pull the guns and turn around and shoot the baddie that's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that was pretty. That was pretty stereotypical for a lot of action movies at the end, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't like Die Hard because they just portray English people as baddies, and I disagree with that.
You are the baddie. You're the colonizers. What are you talking about?
We're the redcoats, George. Come on, even I know that.
No, see, this is why I don't read about history. All right, this is why I just ignore it.
Someone actually called me a redcoat on Getter.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was having a row with someone. So I said, I can't remember what it was. In fact, yeah, because I mentioned it on the comments as well. See, yeah, someone actually called me a redcoat. I was just like, really?
See, the weird thing about that is that I would, if I say redcoats, it would be a compliment. But here, if I refer to another American as a redcoat, it's meant to be an insult. But only only when referring to them.
I always think that's really strange that we call the French frogs because they apparently eat frogs' legs, but they call us beefs because we eat roast beef. And I think beef is not an insult. I'd be quite happy if somebody called me beef. I'd be quite fine with that, you know?
Beefcake.
Yeah,
I thought you called frogs or French frogs because they stank like frogs.
Garlic is not a perfume, remember that.
I'm rubbing this perfume on me. The French women with the heady pits will love me.
Fucking hell.
Right, Diana's done. Schindler's List is done.
Diana, Jesus, the French.
We've done the French.
Sure, when you was gone, we spoke about Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah. That's a great ending on the first one.
No, see, some endings are surprising. Like, I didn't see the ending of Titanic coming with the boat sinking. That was that was quite...
Yeah, the boat wasn't the problem. It was a silly old cow chucking her priceless jewellery into the ocean.
Oh, that's so... Yeah.
Yeah, that
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie. It's a terrible movie. I mean, it's impressive what he pulled off, but like the story's pretty lame.
The only line I like from that movie is with Billy Zane, where he says, "You are my wife by practice, if not yet by law, so you will honour me." That was a good line. That was a good line.
Is that what you say to your wife all the time?
Yes. You don't? I don't understand.
A non-movie line, but my friend busted this one out on a girl over the weekend. He said, "Property doesn't get any say in what happens to it." He said that to his girlfriend.
Brilliant.
That's funny.
That's pretty alpha male thing to say.
I did
right
say
there.
that with that Planet of the Apes, apparently somebody saw it with a friend of his, and he said they walked out of the cinema, and he said, "So how did the Statue of Liberty end up on that planet?" oh God!
You know what? The best thing to come out of Planet of the Apes is the Planet of the Apes musical from that episode of The Simpsons.
I love every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
How'd you know this?
Oh, because that's a brilliant episode. It is hilarious.
Yeah. Dr. Z, can I play the piano?
Oh, couldn't be fun.
Of course, my dear boy.
Oh, it's brilliant.
What about Unbreakable? I'm just looking at some movie endings. M. Night Shyamalan.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it like I wouldn't put it in my list of all-time greatest.
I know people moan about it, but I actually quite like The Village, and I thought it was quite well done.
No,
I did. I liked it up until we found out that the whole thing was a hoax, and then it lost. I turned on it dramatically.
I quite like the idea of going back to those.
I went aggressively hateful of it after that.
I quite liked it.
I thought it was a well predictable ending.
Really?
Did you?
Yeah.
I liked Signs a lot, though.
Signs is good. Yeah,
Signs is.
I mean, apart from.
I'm glad that I finally found two fellow sophisticates to agree with me on that.
What, Signs?
Yeah.
That's a great film.
A lot of people think it's stupid because they're stupid, you know.
Yeah, well, it's King Mel, isn't it? So, well, I'll tell you another one. The Mist, 2007.
That's a great ending.
I like that ending.
That's a great ending. That is a belter of an ending.
It's a good film.
It's the fact that he runs out of bullets. And he's got to sit there and live with himself, and then they all turn up. It was just. So why is everybody dead in the car? Yeah,
he did it.
He did it. Then he turned the gun on me.
My kid went crazy and killed everybody, and then himself.
See, he says Sean just said that in The Village a plane never flew over. That's because the guy bought the airspace who owned it and was able to divert planes over the top of it. And stuff. I liked it. I thought it was quite well done. It's one of those films that you can go back and watch again and then see the subtle nuances of, like, particularly Adrian Brody, his character, that he obviously had mental issues, whatever you want to call it these days. He was IQ deficient.
He was a liberal.
He's a liberal.
But again, like I say, it was quite interesting that he kind of knew the truth and then played the joke on her and. Yeah. Like I say, no. I think that was quite good. I thought it was quite good.
I don't know. Maybe I should rewatch. I went to the theater to see that and was like, dude, if I had a firebomb, I would have blown the whole place up and brought the roof down on myself. I was so angry at that.
I can just see Sean going to the cinema with like a collection of petrol bombs. What are you watching today? Oh, it's I'm watching Doctor Strange. But keep an eye on him.
I wanted this, medieval, supernatural story, and then it was not, and that just made me very.
I quite like the fact that they played it out of the world that they lived in was so horrible that they just went back to the basics and.
Yeah, this. You mean the one we live in? You mean?
I'd go and live there. It'd be great. I mean, I wouldn't. I would find out where it is and then spook them out every night with an air
horn. Take an air horn and just
that's
drive them insane.
Just sit in the woods going. It'd be great.
Making TikTok videos.
We can laugh because we live in Hell World.
So that's I can't think of anything else which has got particularly satisfying endings.
Kelly's Heroes has a great. I know neither of you have probably
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah,
Clint
yeah,
Eastwood World War II
Telly
movie.
Savalas and whatnot.
Yeah.
I love what's his name, Donald Sutherland and that. Yeah.
Donald Sutherland. Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, you'd love it. You'd love it.
Going back to Maddie earlier mentioned Unforgiven.
The what? Unforgiven.
Unforgiven with Clint and Morgan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
that's
good.
quite a good
Yeah,
ending.
man, that's a pretty good ending.
I thought that film. I don't know. I just don't see the attraction with that film.
It's
I've
not.
watched it a few
Yeah,
times. I'm like, well, it's
I'll
all
tell you,
right.
my favorite Western is The Wild Bunch. That, in my opinion, is the best. Now,
Yeah.
talk about a great ending. We get the biggest bloodbath ever put on film.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, Sam
Yeah,
Peckinpah.
I mean, it's absolute slaughter.
Sam
is it?
Peckinpah.
What'd you say? Yeah, yeah.
What was the Western that kind of got me introduced to you? Oh, Old Henry.
Old Henry. Yeah, that's pretty
That's
good.
all right.
Yeah, that's a set on it.
Yeah, pretty good movie.
Yeah.
The Wild Bunch, though, is
good.
Wild Bunch is a masterpiece.
I'm trying to decide what to watch tonight.
I was trying to think of some of my favorite endings.
Predator.
What about? Oh shit! Right on the tip of my tongue there. What did you guys think about the ending of the original Night of the Living Dead?
Oh,
Never
no,
seen
that's
it.
quite
I
good.
know George likes it because the black guy gets
No,
killed.
it's good. I like that kind of ending where it's kind of he's fought his way all the way through just at the end to get completely crapped on. That was good.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, Sean, the bad Sean brings up. He says the lines of good endings and satisfying endings are getting blurred. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, we kind of mentioned that like an hour ago. It's like there's good endings and there's ones that make you feel like, oh yeah, everything's wrapped up nicely and tied up. It's yeah, it's kind of hard to keep them apart. But I guess if you feel satisfied at the end of it,
That's the thing is,
I guess that's where we kind of come down right now.
You just enjoyed a good film.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely agree.
Have you guys seen Sicario?
Yes.
Yes, amazing.
That's a good end. I thought that was a very satisfying ending on that one.
Yep, amazing film. Really good.
Yes,
Wasn't too taken with the second one.
It was a different director, wasn't it?
What'd you say, George?
I couldn't quite place Sicario ending, but yeah, I remember what it was now, and it was very good.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve directed it, so you know it's a good movie.
Mm.
So Blade Runner, the Blade Runner sequel. What did you guys think of the ending of that one? How'd you like that?
It wasn't satisfying.
It was all right.
It's not something that I
wasn't
like,
satisfying.
Oh yes, that was completely satisfying, and I loved it. It was just kind of.
I agree because it's obvious that they hoped for a third one. And
yeah,
we're not going to get that.
And I think you're going to be spending a lot of money. Ultimately,
yeah,
it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you a small fortune if you sign him up.
But is he making 3 Dune films or just the 2?
3, I
keep hearing rumours he's making 3. I'm also hearing rumours there's going to be there's a TV show spin-off. And...
I would look forward to if he did the 3, but the whole TV spin-off and everything else. Again, it's just going to be another 8 hours of stuff to get through, and it's just. I mean, the TV series at the moment are really. I look at them. What was it? Something the other day, and there was like 5 seasons, and I just thought, oh man, if I start this, it's going to take me forever to get to the end of it. And it's different if you stay on top of them, but if they are.
I know what that was. That was Dynasty because I wrote about it being cancelled. That's 5 seasons.
No, I kept up with that. You idiot.
You read that and thought, I'll tell you what, I'm having a slice of that.
I'm not a fool. I can't imagine anything worse than watching that. Goodness me. Oh, yeah.
Watching Dynasty?
What is... Oh, no. Yes, Maddox, you need to watch Sicario. It's brilliant. It's a fantastic piece of work. It's again. What would you say was the gunplay like in that, Sean?
Oh, it's excellent in it. Because the writer of that, what's his name there? Oh God, the writer. He's the dude that creator of Yellowstone and Hell or High Water. and Wind River. The dude knows his gun stuff.
And Yellowstone has been all
really
over
good.
here, but I've just it's not something I fancy seeing.
I'm not watched it either. I think
It's
Yoda.
supposed to be excellent. Yoda
I'm
loves it,
sure
doesn't
it's
he?
probably good,
Yeah.
but it's just not something that I think, oh yeah, I need to see that. I'm just not massively bothered.
Yeah.
It's on my watch list, which is just growing and growing. I've got so much on my watch list now that it gets to the point where, like, I need a watch list of my watch list.
You've got to
narrow down.
Watch list down into sections.
It's too much. I'll tell you what I've been watching. The Man, the TV one.
That looks so woke to me. Is it?
It's actually all right. No, it's actually all right. It's a little bit, but it's not enough to be off-putting. And is it? I can't say his name. Chitwell, Ashwell, whatever.
Yeah, I can't.
Charlie.
That's exactly the same as I did with this new guy who's playing Doctor Who.
Oh wait. Speaking of that guy, he is in an excellent movie with a pretty good ending. Children of Men.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. An
Talk about
amazing
a great
film.
long take, and there's a great long take in that movie too.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Again, it's one of those films. I think the story was incredibly clever in the whole thing, but then that one long take, you're watching it and thinking, has there been a cut in this? And it's a really complicated shot as well, because it goes in and out of the car, and they spit the ball into each other's mouth and stuff, and that's incredibly good. A brilliant film with
it is an amazing film. I tell you what, actually, Clive Owen. There's another film I don't know if you see, Inside Man.
Oh, that's a good movie. That's the only movie from Spike Lee that I like.
Spike Lee, yeah. That's a satisfying end.
That is a great ending in that one.
You seen that, George?
No.
Mate, you've got to watch that. It's got Jodie Foster, Denzel Washington, obviously Clive Owen. Who else? There's quite a few in there, isn't there?
Yeah. There's a lot of.
Mate, that is a real must-watch.
Yeah, I like Clive Owen a lot. I wish he did more, more movies in his prime. He'd gotten kind of old. And
Sean just said excellent. I don't think he did it on on purpose.
I think he's just confusing my accent.
The hilarity ensued. He said excellent.
Sean didn't like Children of Men.
I told you that's the reason I'm the good Sean and he's the lesser Sean.
The main Sean on here.
And Maddock just said Inside Man was boring.
He said garbage. He said not even boring. He said garbage.
I've got boring here. That's just the English translation. Oh no, Inside Man was garbage. Sean Bird said that one. Because fuck Spike Lee.
Well, yeah, I agree. Fuck Spike Lee, but the movie's pretty good, man.
Said that he watched the City. It was so average. The City was so average half the other day, and it's not actually certain anymore. I did. I think he's.
Is that Sandra Bullock?
Yoda's on the sauce. and another thing, I love you guys. I love. Is it LUV?
Let me tell guys. No, listen. I love you guys.
No, I thought it was going to be. No, listen. The right wing are ruining Hollywood, and the left wing. Both there's two wings of Hollywood, and they're both being ruined.
The Last Jedi is misunderstood.
Let's not even go down that route. That was it. Oh, dear.
Speaking of Spike Lee and great endings, Malcolm X.
Yes.
Great ending.
About that the other day.
Where they blow him away at
that was quite a shock of an ending because it was really.
I didn't see it coming.
Again, it would be interesting to have a sequel to that to see, because I mean we like I say we spoke about this the other day, but have a sequel to it to see what happens to Edward Norton's character, because does he go back to his old ways or does he still fight for the cause? You know, it would be interesting.
What American History X?
History 11.
Yeah,
that's
a massively unsatisfying ending.
We just said it was.
We should have brought.
It's a hard. No, not American. No, sorry, I thought you were talking about Malcolm X. American History X. American
No,
History
that
X.
other
What?
film I saw with
He's
with
full
a
of
triple X on the back of
Nazi.
it. That was a
He's
great
bummed in
ending.
prison and suddenly he likes black people.
Hey, and that is the first porn joke we've told all evening. So well done, guys.
There you go.
Good for you
Oh
for
my
pulling
God.
that off. Pulling that off.
Literally.
Get it?
No, I didn't like American History X. I thought it was a cop out.
I tell you, we talked about this on the most controversial movies. That I guess it'll be coming up in a few weeks or something. But I think, and I discussed at the time, is the movie had the exact opposite impact that it was supposed to had on people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I won't rehash it
I
here
do
because
think American
you can
History
hear me say
X,
it later.
the interview or the little chat that we had, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it up online unless it is heavily edited.
Yeah, maybe we ought to just.
It'll be like, welcome to the last movie out post live stream, and thank you for watching.
Today we're talking about American History X. Beep,
Well,
thank you for joining us.
It's such a hot, it's such a hot button. You can even keeping serious about it. It's like the point is probably not you. I mean, 5 years ago it would have been no big deal, but now probably should just skip it.
Guys, I think we're gonna call it quits here, even though we've had a nice chat because it's been a couple of hours and I'm hungry. So next week I'm sure we're gonna find another interesting thing to talk about. No. We've talked about this. We are not calling.
Exit. Give me
we are
your
not
top
talking
10
about
right
that.
now. Hurry.
It is
before
called
we run out of
the
time.
top 10 non-consensual love scenes.
Have you ever seen that?
What was it?
A film called Scum.
Oh, you'd like that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
It's from the 70s, set in
You say
an
about
English
Ray
ball
Winston.
stall.
He's great in that.
Oh,
In the sense, Ray Winston when he's like 17.
I'm sold by the name alone.
Scum, search out. It's a very, very famous phrase here in England. I mean, when you refer to someone, I'm the daddy now. You watch the film. We use that all the
It's not like a young
time.
girl
I'm the
says
daddy now.
It's a different version.
Yeah,
There was a great line from this. It's
okay. So is that your number one or is that number 10? And you count down real quick.
No, it's just one that sprung to mind. Pulp Fiction. There you go. There's another one.
Oh, that is a good one. What we got next?
It's funny
what
when you say about things that you don't notice as a kid. There was a meme from Married with Children, and it had Christina Applegate, and she said, "No, that's not my daddy. That's my father."
Well, there you go. Old boy.
Oh,
that's a satisfying ending.
Yeah,
that is a satisfying ending. Yeah, that's a good one.
Anyway,
Finish off on a bit of incest and rape. It was a satisfying ending.
okay,
We nailed it, boys.
Eggy, any last
Well
words
done.
from you?
Maddie, turn your fucking subtitles on for crying out loud.
Sean, anything from you?
Watch mine and George's discussion about exploitation movies, and that'll be trickled out over the
Weeks, yes. I'm not going to do them all in one go, but yes. Please subscribe to the channel because if you don't, we will kill a puppy. So close to getting it without that, and you just had to ruin it at the end. Please like and subscribe. Don't share. Do not share this link with anyone you know. But the other stuff you can share, especially like I say, myself and Sean are talking about some of the most controversial movies of all time. The next one that's going to be going up is about Cannibal Holocaust and Cannibal Ferox. In the meantime, please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Visit thelastmovieoutpost.com for all of your movie news, reviews, and everything cool about films. Will you two shut up? And we will see you this time next week, hopefully with Yoda back holding the reins. We'll see you all soon. Go to thelastmovieoutpost.com.
I hope so. I'm just about to put a puppy out the cupboard.